Yeah. It's the chef. You know what happened when we get together? Yeah. Two different styles. Listen. Lama Sabatani, the chef and fame back the Holy Ghost with the Tommy. The pale horse behind me. I know you see them chariots suspended all around me. The lights and the thunder and the sound is astounding. We in the last days. The Lord with me, tell me why I ever be afraid. That's why I'm sharpening my blade. It's hell in the sound, Undertaker on the cage. Throwing mankind from the rafters to the stage. At the same time with his eyes in the blade. Get it, dog, if you afraid. It's written on the page in the scrolls of a sage. Coming from a different age, where the last shall be first, and the first shall be slaves. Jesus, the chef in his bag again. 12 tribes finna start battling, and that's when the bones start rattling, and thrones start shattering. Devils on fire, that's live from the Vatican.
Yeah, we vibing decent though. I tell you, I've been on the chase, now I'm picking up the pace. Pray my soul don't go astray, and how a shot come in the day. Then we clean up vibing decent though. In the night, yeah, he coming like a thief for sure. Man, you had plenty time, now what you weeping for? Matthew 7:23, yeah, that's gonna be the quote. Them curtains closed, then we clean up vibing decent though. Yeah, we got a 1 or 2, you better teach your folk. You been warned, niggas gon' be nasty to the mo. And they don't see the smoke, and that will come before the fire, and that's key to know. Hey, this is love, I got a warn before that day approach. Isaiah 66 is burning like the heat of broke. We follow the trends of the world, and now we here to lead. We sanctified indeed, it ain't impossible, you forgot what the mission be. You gon' partake of her destruction and her misery. 144K worth of blessings, ain't no Mr. Beast. Ain't no more stopping frisk, my I can cover tis. Ain't no more business with your people feeling like a risk. Ain't no oppressors, then you destroy our heart with a gift. So many curses get reversed, I can give you a list. And that's my only issue. They claiming brotherhood, but this ain't really superficial. I got a problem with my brother, not gon' go and dish you. But if the beef continues, I just say love you with you, love it with the chance. Now I'm picking up the pace, pray my soul don't go astray. And how a shot come in the day, then we keen on vibing decent though. In the night, yeah, he coming like a thief for sure. Man, you had plenty time, now what you weeping for? Matthew 7:23, yeah, that's gonna be the quote. Them curtains closed, then we keen on vibing decent though. Yeah, we got a 1 or 2, you better teach your folk. You been warned, niggas gon' be gnashing teeth and more.
Yeah. Yeah. Live longer.
The A-Smack.
Yeah. Placed in a timeline a long time ago. I'm just trying to figure out where I fit. I see the world for what it is. Down to the gates of hell we descend, serving the gods of our fathers without no need to repent. We morally blinded, looking for water in dry deserts. With our efforts we apply more pressure. Who be praying for me? Trying to pull out some pleasure from pain, and we keep this up until nothing remains. The world keeps spinning, poor get poor, rich get rich, the good die young. Shots pop, chicks get hit, death is surround us. You can't escape the angel when he calls. Your days are numbered, don't you waste them all. And time keep ticking, with the hand of God I write my vision, hoping my family can go and make a lifestyle with it. Your pain come with a story, you could beat your issue. But if you kill yourself today, you gon' take it with you. Live longer, we here for what we here for.
What you here for?
The story to tell. I don't know where my story gon' end, but if I wake up, I'll do it again. I just gotta live longer. I just gotta live longer. Who am I? God with the wisdom from the one. Don't you forget it. You were sent on this mission to bear witness. Humanity tripping, right and wrong inside the pot, they mixed it. Kill a kid with a gun, shoot him down in his kitchen. Kill a kid in the womb, they gon' tell you it's different. You should ask, what's life? The burden you carry is to observe. In a place where you get nailed to a cross, speaking the word. Take laws, break laws, who really protect it? In God we trust, who really respect it? This America, race to the finish line, black and white, who supreme? 60 shots, knee to the neck. Yeah, it's hard to breathe, you crying for peace, trying to release anger, you hanging your head down in defeat, cause you see your people in need. Who are we? Questions we avoid, not to get destroyed. For the pleasures we enjoy, we ain't making noise. You see us struggling, lack of understanding of our nature. The way we truly are is not the way they take us. Dealing with scars that the last generation gave us. Parents create us, but they can't save us. Some sleeping in a slumber, they'll never wake up. For the sake of everything good, I'd save them all if I could. Listen clear, be aware, your pain come with a story. Don't forget to leave it here, live longer. We here for what we here for. Got a story to tell. I don't know where my story gon' end, but if I wake up, I'll do it again. I just gotta live longer. Do it again. Do it again. I just gotta live longer.
Eat money.
Yeah, all of my sins take away from me. Save me from myself, save a place for me. Help me keep your laws, keep them faithfully. And Father, even if I fall, make a way for me. Yeah, all of my sins take away from me. Save me from myself, save a place for me. Help me keep your laws, keep them faithfully. And Father, even if I fall, make a way for me. Yeah, keep me in the palm of your mighty hands. Father, don't let me fall. False excuses, know you heard them all. Could've ignored me, but you heard my call. And you refused to let your servant fall. You know that really keep on calling. Every now and then I get withdrawals. Man, they hit different when your sins the center of it all. Have you forget about that time you violated laws? And you needed Abba to forgive you, he forgave it all. That's why I pray that you remember me for memories that made you smile and not the ones that made you judge the least. Father, I pray that when you raise up out that judgment seat, that you see it fit for me to reign with you above the beast. But at the least, all of my sins take away from me. Save me from myself, save a place for me. Help me keep your laws, keep them faithfully. And Father, even if I fall, make a way for me. Yeah, all of my sins take away from me. Save me from myself, save a place for me. Help me keep your laws, keep them faithfully. And Father, even if I fall, make a way for me. Yeah, even if I fall, I know he in charge. The great shepherd of the sheep, I know he hear my voice. He gave me life or death for real, I don't deserve a choice. Took all of those things that was against me, then he made it void. I say, yeah, how I shine. Follow me down these wicked roads, don't let that drama slide. Cause it's been written on them scrolls right when they prophesied. And it don't matter how it goes, you never left my side, even though I should've died. Why? But your grace is sufficient. Look how you took my wicked mind and then replaced what's missing. Look how you took my spirit blind and then you gave me vision. Even though I was out of line, I refused to listen. You gave me wisdom. That's why all of my sins take away from me. Save me from myself, save a place for me. Help me keep your laws, keep them faithfully. And Father, even if I fall, make a way for me. Yeah, all of my sins take away from me. Save me from myself, save a place for me. Help me keep your laws, keep them faithfully. And Father, even if I fall, make a way for me. Yeah.
fuck going on, Scooter?
Soldier Yakum, Siren 2, let's get it. When you bought to a lower state, you must learn to be patient. You come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Who trusted ya and was misled in our past generations? No one forsaken, you mistaken if you ain't obeying. No lying on no tale bearing. Get thee behind me, Satan. That's my brother, no bloodshed. Get thee behind me, Satan. No idolatry, no adultery. Get thee behind me, Satan. I can't deal with my brother false. Get thee behind me, Satan. Seem like a never end the war between flesh and the spirit. I heard that voice say this the way I pray my loved ones hear it. I'm treating sin like it got cooties, don't wanna get near it. If not pertaining to the Father, I'm sorry, I'm fearless. Won't take a left turn all right when it's a narrow path. You keep the law, you get the kingdom, I can simple math. Boast in your house all day on Hamashiach's behalf. Deny the mark of the beast, or drink from the cup of wrath. Keep your spirit pure, practice on fasting and praying. You will say you must multiply your faith and your patience. Love thy neighbor as thyself, don't never betray me. And if you're tempted, pray and say, get thee behind me, Satan. When you bought to a lower state, you must learn to be patient. You come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Who trusted ya and was misled in our past generations? No one forsaken, you mistaken if you ain't obeying. No lying on no tale bearing. Get thee behind me, Satan. That's my brother, no bloodshed. Get thee behind me, Satan. No idolatry, no adultery. Get thee behind me, Satan. I can't deal with my brother false. Get thee behind me, Satan.
I'ma do your how I laws, I got my faculties. And every single precept make my point to value these. Example, humble me, I'm grounded like what gravel be. We law about in any shirt with fringes, that's my casualty. Revelation say the savior color copper be our own. Hate your kind, but front them crackers copper please. Fall balance abomination till God so now obviously. Yeah, you fair warning, don't try that angle, that's our size of lead. Off the muscle, not one to just watch it suffer. Don't be respect of persons, any wise rebuke your brother. Prepare myself for tribulations, that which worketh patience. No thinking about being grimy, get thee behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me, Satan.
When you bought to a lower state, you must learn to be patient. You come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Who trusted ya and was misled in our past generations? No one forsaken, you mistaken if you ain't obeying. No lying on no tale bearing. Get thee behind me, Satan. That's my brother, no bloodshed. Get thee behind me, Satan. No idolatry, no adultery. Get thee behind me, Satan. I can't deal with my brother false. Get thee behind me, Satan. Hey. I pledge allegiance to my black people. If we united, we stand. They kept it solo, they violate every right that they can. Look at Elton. They say he had a weapon, so they shot him. We took one of theirs since they took ours. Welcome to Baby Russia. It's the war between the black and the blues. Whites get treated with respect, the blacks get whacked and abused. This is no exaggeration, these are facts I can prove. You wanna see the segregation? Just cut on the news. I'm talking body after body at the hands of the police. All we want is justice, but the bitches bring us no peace. Same day we seek the justice, I'm gon' find a 4-leaf. Ain't no justice, it's just us, and we dying slowly. You think what we gon' be, why they keep killing us off? Being judged by our skin, and that shit killing me soft. I heard history repeats itself, well it's the sequel. Just because we black, we ain't equal. The blue collar type look at blacks like we creatures, and try to hunt us down like the blacks ain't even people. I wish they had a page up in heaven, I would beep you. Rest in peace out, and I'd rather be saying free you. No justice, no peace. I say no justice, no peace.
I hope y'all like that. That was Supplication by Roy the Chef. It's dangerous out here. I hope you guys make it home safe.
Why is she eating? She just like, yeah, they just say, shit to a skull. Nah, she just say eat for us. She's just crazy. Yeah, like he's saying. Yo, check it out.
You ain't worry about that.
They're gonna show you at the end.
So that is that a knocking out?
Yo, what was that about? Don't worry about it. You wouldn't understand.
Who am I? Well, let's see. Somewhere along this journey, I thought I had a lot of things figured out. I had goals, aspirations, I had questions, fears, and anxieties. Until one day, things changed. 2 Peter 1:3. Hey, 2 Peter 1:3. Gotta see what this talking about. According as his divine power hath given unto us all things that pertain unto life and godliness, through the knowledge of him that hath called us to glory and virtue. Divine power. Man, I feel like I keep hearing that word divine. Who am I? Well, I guess after that change, that's when I figured it out. Remember I told you about all those goals and ambitions that I had? The fears and the anxieties. I thought I had it all figured out. I thought I knew exactly what God had planned for my life. Until I realized I didn't. There were friends and family that I couldn't imagine life without. Where are they at now? I thought I actually knew how to serve God, and it probably sounds familiar to you. That's because I am you.
Above all nations, a brand rooted with our heritage in mind. Featuring the Babylon Has Fallen hoodie, this mighty piece is a bold statement describing the times we're living in. Also perfect for keeping warm while standing firm in your faith. You won't be able to miss the vibrant Song of Solomon tee, inspired by Song of Solomon 1:10, a piece that represents our royal heritage that the Most High gave us. Head over to aboveallnations.shop to grab yours now. They're moving fast. That's aboveallnations.shop. Kwame Yashwami.
When you bought to a lower state, you must learn to be patient. You come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Who trusted Yah was misled in our past generations. No one forsaken, you mistaken if you ain't obeying. No lying on no talebearing. Get thee behind me, Satan. That's my brother, no bloodshed. Get thee behind me, Satan. No.
Welcome to Pillars of Rest, where you can find special material for our sisters, by our sisters. This is a Sons of Thunder exclusive platform focused on building, encouraging, uplifting, and engaging with the daughters of Zion. Here you'll find personalized and interactive content geared towards showing what it truly means to be a pillar of rest. Interviews, scripture breakdowns, tips on motherhood, marriage, and testimonials are just the beginning of the many things to learn from and enjoy in this program.
Shalom, shalom, Yasha Allah, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Hey,
Shalom.
what's up, man? Hey, how about Shem Yahushai? Hey, Baraka, thumb to our brothers. How about Shem Yahushai, Shamar, thumb to our sisters. We'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahushai. I'd like to give a hearty shalom to the elders who've been pushing this truth and sincerity for decades. All right, I'd like to give a hearty shalom to the nation. All right, good to see you, brothers and sisters, in the chat today. All right, I guess half of the brothers and sisters is watching the NBA Finals. Okay, it's all right. Hey, we got a treat for you, brothers and sisters, tonight. Okay, we got some wisdom. Right, we failed the YNs. Okay, we failed the younger generation. Okay. And when I say we, I'm talking about all of us that are of age. Okay. If you are about 30 and up, you and 30 and up, and you haven't been setting the right example, okay? And the right example is by way of the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments. You fail the younger generation, okay? And you need to hear this, and you need to see this material that we have for you today, because we're going to look ourselves in the face and realize that we have to repent and change. Khan?
Khan out of one.
All right.
Khan
All
out of
right.
one.
Hey, we failed the YNs. Okay. We failed the YNs. Hey, brothers, make sure you mute up. Okay. If you're not speaking, I hear a little feedback. Okay. We're getting ready to get into this thing in a minute. We're going to have the brother Captain Yazabag go ahead and shout out members out in the chat. Okay. Looks like brothers have stepped away. Hey, if you want to do that for me there,
Con out of one. Let's see what we got. Start from the top. Hey, let me say this out the gate. Shalom family. If I butcher your name, Salakia. No, brothers be having them extra super Hebrew names, man. Hey, shalom to the brother, the new soldier, SOT soldier, Jeremiah Yahweh. Right? My brother Officer Nayal. Shalom, King.
Shalom.
See, we got Pillars of Rest, Sister Keziah, daughter of Zion. Shalom. Shalom, sis. Pillars of Rest, Sister Asaya, House of Nakawashai. Shalom, sis.
Shalom.
Let's see. My brother, Officer Kwabza, all in the building. Shalom, King.
Shalom.
New soldier, new soldier, Justin Wilson. Salakia. I got background noise. Salakia.
How many new soldiers we graduate? How many new soldiers we graduate this cycle? Can you hear me, Captain Durock? You muted?
Khan out of one. Sure.
How many new soldiers we graduate this past cycle? Hey, it don't have to be exact, brother. Give me a round and about.
I thought it was about like 4 or 5. I could be
wrong. Con. So we had a very thin group. Hey, understand this. If you want to join the Sons of Thunder Israelites, and we only want sincere brothers. All right, we only want sincere brothers. All right, brothers who can make the cut. Okay, brothers who are sincerely want to be a Sons of Thunder Israelite. Okay, who want to do the work. You know what I mean? Brothers who are in the same spirit that we're in. Con. Best of the best. Okay. You know, we always end up with a great number, you know what I mean, but a few will pass. All right, so we only want the best of the best.
Con out of one.
All right, so welcome to Conversation for the Nation. Hey, if we didn't call your name and you're a member, we didn't mean to omit you. Hey, the brother's having a little technical difficulties. All right, we're getting ready to get started. Okay, we had a whole lot of features. Okay, and advertisements to begin. Okay, so we're getting ready to get in this thing heavy, okay? In the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yeah, Mike, hey, I tried to pull you back in. I see you on the stage. At one point in time, you had like 4. You was in here like 4 times. I don't know what you got going on, Pat. All right. The best thing I can tell you is go out and come back in. Okay, that's the best thing I can tell you. You still on the stage right now. Okay, you got one on the stage right now. Okay, so hey, we failed the YNs. Okay, we failed the YNs. We failed. And if you don't know what YN stand for, okay, it stands for Young Negroes. Okay, I'm being polite with that thing and politically correct. Okay, young niggas. That's what it stands for. Okay, they got that tag on, right? This is a different generation. Okay, and these brothers and sisters, you know, are out of control. They're out of control. Hey, there's a lot of our younger generation that mean well. There's a lot of these brothers and sisters that's doing good things. I'm going to show some examples of that as well. Okay. But for the most part, because we haven't led by example, because we have not shed our light on this generation in a positive way, okay, this thing is doggone down spiral, man. It's out of control. Hey, give me the book of Revelations chapter 18 and verse number 5. Give me that real quick. This is what everyone sent me a text message. I don't want y'all will all send me a text message last week. Or as a matter of fact, it was earlier in this week. He sent me a text message, and I'm gonna play, the attachment that he sent me, and it just had me appalled, man. Okay, it had my face in my lap, man. It had me thinking like, how and why? We're in those times right now where men and women are lovers of themselves. Hey, these YNs can give a damn about what you got to say. These YNs can give a damn about what you think. Con
are the one.
And it's bad. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's our fault. Okay? A lot of people want to complain. You want to complain, hey, these jokers bad as hell. Okay? These jokers ain't got no respect. Hey, brothers, hey, mute up. Okay, if you're not speaking, okay, it's a lot of feedback from the mics. Okay, who do you think they got it from? See, we got to understand when it comes to children, okay, when it comes to children and when it comes to young people, the way they learn is by what they see. That's how a child learns. Okay, Adawan was bringing it out on Friday on the Sabbath class last week. He said something about a baby. When a baby sees something, a baby is going to replicate it. Okay, a baby is going to replicate what they see. There's no such thing as I was born part of the LGBT community. No, there's no such thing as that. Okay, you got a lot of situations where these babies are touched inappropriately, and that right there may lead to that type of behavior. Sometimes it puts the spirit of it puts a very on our females. It puts a very what's the word I'm looking for? It puts a very haughty type sexual spirit on it. Okay, what's the word I'm looking for? Okay, you brothers know what I'm saying, man. Okay, or our females. Go ahead.
Salaki, I don't want
provocative or whorish. Okay, somebody said whorish, somebody said lascivious. Okay, all right, that's for the I would say lasciviousness would be for brothers who are, aka thirsty, right? Promiscuous. Okay, you know what I mean? I see them coming in the chat, but it puts a Jezebel type spirit, you know what I mean, on some of these sisters, okay, because they're confused. You know what I mean? And these dudes that are going that way, all right, they're confused as well. Okay, but you're not born that way. The Most High God made man upright. Okay, what's that scripture I told you to get?
Revelation 18 and 5.
Give me that. This is what I thought about when Adawan sent me the message that he sent me. Send me that.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works.
That's 5. Revelations 18 and 5.
Oh, that was 6. I can start from 5.
Yeah, read 5, King. That's what I asked for. 5.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven.
Read that again.
For her sins have reached unto heaven.
For her sins have reached unto the heavens. Okay, I want to show y'all this, man. I want to show y'all what he sent me. Okay, and then we're going to get into this material, man. We're going to get into this discussion. Okay, because it's a shame. And I want you to look yourself in the mirror. Israel, fair you, spare you. Show me some love in the chat. I want you to look yourself in the mirror. When he sent me this, that's what I thought about. Read the scripture again.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven.
For her sins have reached up to heaven. Whose sins? Babylon's sins. But the thing is we are partakers in it. Okay? We are partakers in this sin. And it's an embarrassing thing. All right. It's horrible. And I gotta show y'all this, man. Check this out. This is what he sent me. Fair use, fair use. Show me some love in the chat. Now, the most disturbing part about this whole thing is the adult. You got an adult coming out to kind of break it up, but she's smiling and she's laughing and she's giggling while she's doing it. The rest of them are just sitting around, okay, like it's normal behavior, because this is what they're doing. And I'm gonna tell you something. This right here, this was Banyamyan. This was Benjamin. Okay, this is Benjamin. Benjamin, hey, when they doing that old reggae, okay, when they doing that old dance stand, hey, Benjamin get down and dirty with that thing, okay, and the children are watching. They're watching. What do you expect them to do? You'll be doggone wrong to walk up to that kid and beat the brakes off that kid when you're the one that's showing them this behavior. Ain't no way the kid had the girl up like a wheelbarrow. Huh? Look at this. Finito, Yaiqua. Finito. That's why when he sent me this, Yaiqua, that's what I thought about, man. Revelations 18 and 5. That's what I thought about. Her sins have reached to heaven. Why are these children grinding on one another like this? This is the example that's been set before them. This is not the example of the Hamashiach Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Christ. This is not Christ-like. And you ask any one of them parents that's sitting out there what their religion is, they're going to tell you they're a Christian. That's what they're going to tell you. Okay? This is the result, okay, of us not keeping the law. This abomination here is a result of us not keeping the law. Give me the book of Deuteronomy chapter 6. Give it to me from the top. The Bible is a broken record. Okay? And it didn't change in the New Testament. Okay? If you have understanding and you open up that Bible and you're reading New Testament scriptures, you don't understand that it's referring to the old. Okay? Read that. Deuteronomy chapter 6. Start at verse number 1.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 1. Now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments which the Lord your God commanded to teach you, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Read.
That thou mightest fear the Lord thy God, to keep all his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee.
See, that's the thing about it. See, the Most High God gave us the commandments, right? And he gave us a choice. He said, choose life or choose death. Life if you keep the commandments. This is the Most High God telling you that I will kill you. I will put you to death if you don't keep my commandments. This is the great and terrible power Yahweh telling you that he will put you to death. You should fear that. Okay? You should fear that. Right? Okay? That's why, okay, brothers that you see on the stage here, all right, have the mentality that we have. We fear Yahweh because we understand that he will put us to death if we don't keep his commandments. I know you don't know no better sitting up there in that Christian church talking about the laws are done away with. You don't understand, all right, what you saying when you say that. When you make that statement that the laws are done away, you're saying Yahweh's way doesn't exist anymore. That's his way. His way is the law. And that's the reason why he gave the law to Israel, so that they can be an example for the other nations. Right? But we reject it. And we spit in the Most High space. Day in and day out, and crucify Christ afresh. And this is what we offer up to him. This behavior here, brothers and sisters. This is what we offer up. This is what we offer up daily. Okay? And you think it's cute. Right? You think it's cute.
Face. Cold air. Loud. $8 a gram. 15 a G. Bit. I mean, 8 half a gram. 15. Go right. Threat. This shit out here, real talk. Mid, they got mid floating around, loud. All that out here, where I'm at. Come get up with me. Gas. You gonna make two. So I exaggerate, come out here for some loud. She got me choking.
Officer Nayal said he couldn't be more than 11 years old. Let me tell you something, Officer Nayal. This video was made in 2016. We brought this out like 2-3 years ago. Okay? We brought this out a long time ago. So if this was made in 2016 and that kid was years old back then, that would make him what? 19, 20 today? I wonder if he's even still alive. I wonder if this YN is even still alive.
Hey, Salakia, I don't want.
Go ahead, brother.
That little dude, like he said, 11 years old. He not only smoking, that little dude is hustling. You hear him throwing prices out there? That dude. So, like you say, it'll be a miracle if the little dude's still alive, the little brother's still alive, because there's no way you out here at 11 years old talking about hustling and, hey, they are grown, broke people out here. You ain't nothing but a target.
Right.
You can't defend yourself. And that's wicked.
But the question is where did he get this from? Hey, little nigga. Okay. Hey, hit this. Okay. Look at the little nigga. Look at the little nigga cough, man. He got baby lungs. All right. We did this. We did this. This is what he observed. If you listen to what he's saying, he's mocking the older generation that he sees smoking on that gas. Okay, and he's ruined. He's ruined. Deuces. Okay. That's right, young fella. Deuces. I hope you're still alive, King. I hope you're still alive, man. That's all I can say about that situation. Okay. This is sad. Give me the book of Proverbs chapter 29. All right, in verse 15. This is embarrassing. Okay. This is embarrassing. If you think this is cute, or you think that's making a man out of that young fella, you an idiot. Okay? You're an embarrassment yourself. Because we got some real ignorant jokers running around here that have that spirit, man. Because I'm gonna tell you what they used to tell me when I was being a knucklehead down on the block. I had some positive people in my life. All praises to the Most High. They tell me, man, them bums trying to pull you down, all right, to be like them. They don't want to see you achieve nothing. They want you to be on that base level like them. What you smoking that garbage for? You're too smart for that. He's supposed to have a man in his life to lead and guide him. Okay? Read that. Proverbs 29:15.
God, I don't want. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 15, and it reads, the rod and reproof give wisdom.
It says, the rod and reproof give wisdom. Right? That means, all right, you might have to doggone whoop that ass. But correction, right? Correction gives wisdom. The rod and correction give wisdom. Read.
Kind of the one. But a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame.
But a child left to himself to smoke a blunt is going to bring his mother to shame. She can't do nothing with him. She can't do nothing with him. I don't know what this kid's father's not around, and if he is, he's a piece of doggone trash to allow his son to end up like this. Okay? But a child left to himself is going to bring his mother to shame. Jump down to 17. One of you brothers jump down to 17.
Kind of the one. Verse 17. Correct thy son, and he shall give thee rest. Yea.
Correct your son, and he shall give you rest. Okay? You got to stay on these kids' tail. It's not about being their friends. It's about being a parent. Right? What's the way of life?
Commandments.
Huh? Give me Proverbs 6:23 real quick. Real quick. I want whoever's reading this right here and Proverbs 29 to stay here. All right. And give me Proverbs 6:23.
Another one. I'm there.
Read.
Kind of one. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp.
Right.
And the law is light.
Right.
And reproof of instruction are the way of life.
And reproof of instruction. Correction, meaning following the law, following the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments in your parents' orders is the way of life. That's the way of life. You can't tell these YNs nothing. It's because they've been doggone rotten from the core. They ain't been taught nothing from the core. Because we're chasing our own wants and desires. Okay? We out in the streets chasing tail. All right? Or trying to doggone chase that bag. Our women out here chasing education. She ain't got time for them. She leaving them with grandma. Our primary responsibility are these children. It's the youth. Go back to Proverbs 29 and 17. Read it again.
Kind of one. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 17, and it reads, correct thy son, and he shall give thee rest.
Read.
Yea, he shall give delight unto thy soul.
Read.
Kind of one. Where there is no vision, perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he.
Where there's no vision, the people perish. Right? Remember, the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. Where there's no vision, the people perish. You're in utter confusion. You're in darkness if you're not keeping the law. Read it again. Y'all gotta understand how the scriptures marry up, man. When you're reading this thing, it's poetry. It's beautiful.
Kind of one.
Read it again.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he.
That he that keepeth the law, happy is he. Because he can see. He's not blind. He's not spiritually blind. Khan?
Khan out of one. Precept out of one.
Go ahead, brother.
I want to bring out Proverbs 22 and 15. If a brother can grab that for me.
Khan out of one. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 15 out of one.
Khan.
And it reads, foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him.
Khan. So just like the other one was saying, you know, the rod of correction, and basically the scripture is emphasizing on the need for parental guidance in these kids' lives. Like the other one was saying, you know, our older people, our older men and women, we're so caught up in Esau's kingdom, trying to get the bag, just being not being there for our kids, basically, you know. So the child need that parental guidance and development, and that's how they're gonna get it when the parents are in the house, mom and dad, teaching them the law, statutes, and commandments. And I yield on that.
Right. Hey, go ahead, King.
Another one. I just want to live it back off of what Captain Durant was saying. Like you totally right when the parents are in the house. And when the parents are in the house, the kids, and they're instructing the kids correctly, you will have way better results with these kids if the parents are worldly or watching, you know, all types of foolishness in front of the kids and winking at the things that's distasteful. Like the video you showed earlier with the kids doing the wheelbarrow with the little young lady. I'm pretty sure that happened because that parent seen him doing something suggestive like that and smiled. She laughed at it and she winked at it. You know, she didn't correct him in that time. Yalton, can you grab Sirach chapter 30? in verse 10, because a lot of parents think when their kids do things that adults do that they see on TV, that it's funny.
God, I want is the
And
book of
when you
chapter 30, verse 10, and it reads, "Laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, and lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end."
right, so don't laugh at those things that the kid is doing that you're supposed to correct him at, because in the end you're gonna be very, very angry about that. Read on.
God, verse 11, "Give him no liberty in his youth, and wink not at his follies."
So you keep him on the straight road and don't wink at his follies. When he mess up, you correct him. Like the other scriptures, the other one you brought out. Now you're the other one.
God. All right. We got to stay on them. Right? It's our job. It ain't about it. Look, your children are going to respect you. You know what I mean? They're going to respect you if you doggone stay on their tails. You know what I mean? And make sure that they got a bright future. You know, especially if you're keeping them in the laws, the statutes, and commandments. When they get to the point where they can understand, you know, they're going to see the condition they're in, and they're going to see the condition that other people are in because they're walking, all right, on the doggone left-hand side. All right. I want to get into something real quick. Okay. Hey, now, if you haven't been, you know, hiding up underneath a rock, right? And you've been paying attention to the news, the brother Antoine Massey, okay? Antoine Massey from Louisiana. He was one of the inmates that escaped, all right, that Louisiana Correctional Facility 2 weeks ago, okay? There's still two brothers that are on the loose, and Antoine Massey, all right, is one of them. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, had they caught the other brother yet? Or they still at large? So you got two brothers that are still at large. 10 of them escaped, and 2 of them are still at large. Antoine Massey is one of them. And Antoine Massey put a video out. He put a video out to proclaim his innocence. Okay, he says this is the reason why he escaped. Okay, allegedly, right? But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play this, but it revealed a lot of things to me when I watched this video. I got another video to follow it up, okay, that I came across about Antoine Massey, and it puts everything into perspective, right? So you brothers and sisters, all right, pay attention. Fair use, fair use. Show me some love in the chat, okay, while we go ahead and play this video of Antoine Massey.
I was in custody for almost 8 months, all right, 6 months, something like that. I was in there for theft of a motor vehicle and domestic abuse involving strangulation. That's what I was in Orleans Parish for. Okay, but before I was in Orleans Parish, I was in a jail called St. Tammany Detention. All right, St. Tammany Jail here in St. Tammany Parish. That's 2 different parishes, Orleans and St. Tammany. Okay. Today, what I want to talk about is that I was on 2nd-degree kidnapping, 2nd-degree rape, domestic abuse, battery involving strangulation, domestic abuse, battery, violation of protective order, right? On this woman right here, her name is Diamond White. That's her name. This is a district attorney drop form right here. And she's not a child. She's an adult, a full adult. I was dating this woman. This is a legalized affidavit saying all allegations against me is false. You remember, all allegations against me is false. I was nowhere around her or none of that during the timing of the date, which was November the 10th of 2024. Okay, so I was in St. Tammany, right, and I was on a regular domestic charge, right, so they put a parole hold on me because I was on a domestic charge. So with that being said, is that once that occurred, and the charges was refused or whatever, they they shipped me to Orleans Parish where I had more open charges. It was the theft of a motor vehicle and the domestic abuse, battery, involving strangulation. So once I got in Orleans Parish jail, all right, I have from the district attorney's office, this woman who they say that I initially raped in another parish and in Orleans Parish, the same woman here. It's not different females, it's the same grown woman, not a child, a grown woman. Okay, she did the same thing in Orleans Parish, right? Correct. I'm about to show you how the system is corrupted. Okay, she did this, right? Saying all allegations against me is false, and she even saying it. You know, she let them know the truth that I never did this to her. I never hit her. I was nowhere around her. Nothing. She got mad and thought that I was dealing with another woman. That's why she did what she did to me.
Okay, all right. Now, as we look at this, right? As we look at this here, we see Antoine Massey. He's showing this paperwork, proclaiming his innocence. He's saying that these are drop forms, right? That, you know, were signed by the accuser, you know, and the district attorney, and these things were submitted, right? And it proclaims his innocence, but he was locked up anyway, right? Okay, now here's the thing. As you listen to him, Antoine Massey just said that the woman did this thing because she was jealous that he was dealing with another woman. Okay? Now, all of this stuff is alleged, right? We got to hear, you know, all sides of the story. We're going to listen to Antoine Massey a little bit more before I play this other video. Okay? But I want you to notice, okay, the hatred that we have for one another, right? The emotional decisions that we make when we get to the point of being jealous with one another, okay? That we're willing to sacrifice a man's freedom just so, you know, I can be doggone happy for a change, right? The brother's in the system now. He's in the system now. And regardless of him bringing his truth to the light, you just escaped prison, brother. You just escaped prison. Okay? But I want you to see what this was a result of. Antoine is saying, all right, yeah, he doggone might have stole a vehicle or was an associate, okay, you know what I mean, to, you know, a vehicle being stolen, right? But all these other charges revolve around a domestic situation, the kidnapping situation, also the statutory rape, all right, that they try to get him on. But he has legal documentation in his hands that are saying that this thing was dropped. Okay? But how did it start? Antoine is saying this started because, all right, a young lady was jealous. Okay? That's the hatred that we got for one another. We got to start taking care of one another. Right? Okay, this is the ultimate curse. When you go into the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and you start reading at 54, and you read on down and you get to 56, it talks about the hatred that the man's going to have for the woman, the hatred that the man is going to have for his children, the hatred that the woman is going to have for the man, and the hatred that the woman will have for the children. This is a curse that we're upon. Okay? And we end up in a situation like this, where a man is doggone on national doggone TV, all right, by way of screen recording, fighting for his freedom after he has escaped from prison. If this is true, this is very petty by that female. This is very petty. Okay? And it's based off of emotional decisions, okay, and hatred that we have for one another. This is horrible. We gotta fix this.
Salakia the one.
Go ahead, brother.
Hey, he actually, I watched this video too. He actually was saying that he was let out of prison.
Yeah, we gonna play it some more. Okay. We're gonna play it some more.
Another one.
As a matter of fact, let's do that.
You know what I'm saying? Another thing too, once I got into Orleans Parish, I was there for like a month or something like that. Okay, a lot went on as that time progressed. Okay, if you was an innocent person and you know the judges and DA know that this person is saying that all the charges that you're on that you did not do, why was you still in jail? Louisiana have the highest incarceration rate in the world for putting black people away. Yes, at the end of the day, in my younger life, I'm not gonna lie, I was causing problems. I was young. My daddy got killed when I was 7 years old. My mom had to raise 4 children by herself, so I had to find a way to try to help my mother. You feel what I'm saying? But as time went on,
now listen to what the young brother is saying. How he's affected by the curses. His daddy was killed when he was 7 years old. The video that I have is going to talk about it. The other video that I have is going to talk about it. We're going to dig into his life a little bit, okay? He's saying that, you know, when he got a little bit older, he had to help his moms out. His daddy was gone. His daddy was gone. Yeah, daddy was up to no good. When you in the streets and you pushing that rock, or you pushing that powder, or you pushing them pills, or you pushing that lean, you're subjecting your family to a horrible fate. That's a future without you, right? Or your sons and your daughters following the same footsteps because they see you. They're watching you. Look at this man's son. Face all tatted up, in and out of jail, got all kind of charges on him. He's doggone, he's jacked up, he's mentally destroyed. Y'all don't know, if you don't know, all right, of his past, all right, the video that I'm getting ready to play, it's going to explain a lot. We got to watch what we do. All right? We got to watch what we do. It's impossible to raise the child up. Give me the book of Proverbs chapter 22 and verse number 6. It's impossible to raise the child up in a way that he or she should go if you in the streets. It's impossible. Wise man once told me that anything and everything that you do is going to affect you and your family in a positive or negative way. I had to sit there and think about that, man. You do good, all right, in the workplace, you get rewarded, you get a raise, right? You do something negative, you get fired, and now you're taking food out of your baby's mouth. Right? Same thing here. Most High God said, hey, look, all right, you keep my commandments, all right, you live. You break my commandments and you die. It's the same cycle. All right, read that.
Another one. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way that he should go. So, like, let me read it again. Train up a child in the way he should go.
Right.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
And when they are old, they will not depart from it. See, if this brother right here was raised in the way that he should go, right, he wouldn't be in the situation that he's in today. Okay? Fair use, fair use. Fair use, fair use. Show me some love.
I ain't swamped since 2003.
I'm sitting here, I'm looking at a picture of Lil Wayne's dad, stepdad, Rabbit, and a guy that looked just like Massey?
Yeah, that's Big Antoine, man. He ran the clique with us with Rabbit, man.
So this is Lil Wayne's dad, Lil Wayne from Louisiana. Okay, the rapper from Young Money. Okay, right on the left side, the dark skinned brother. It's Lil Wayne's dad. Okay, and the other brother is Antoine Massey's father. They ran together back in the day. He was in them streets.
That's Antoine Massey's dad.
Yeah. Shit, his dad was executed when Twine was like 8 years old in front of Twine. Matter of fact, when they killed his dad, they put a gun to his head when he was a...
Listen to what he just said. Now, Antoine just told you. He said, my daddy was killed when I was 7 years old. If you was paying attention, he said that. Now, this brother that's speaking said that his daddy was killed right in front of him. And then they put a gun to the kids and to Antoine's head. Do you know what that would psychologically do to a child? To see your parent killed, all right in front of your face.
Dad, stepdad, Rabbit, and a guy that looked just like Massey.
Yeah, that's Big Antoine, man. He ran the clique with us with Rabbit, man.
That's Antoine Massey's dad.
Yeah. Shit, his dad was executed when Twine was like 8 years old in front of Twine. Matter of fact, when they killed his dad, they put a gun to his head when he was a baby, when he was a little boy. The whole family.
Somebody who was after his dad? The people who was after his dad did that?
Somebody had robbed his daddy and killed him in front of the family. Somebody that was, somebody that came up underneath him. And the craziest thing about that is, like, the day before the escape happened, the dude that killed Lil Antoine dad had just got killed the night before Lil Antoine escaped. That's some ironic stuff.
Bro, what do you?
That's wild. So he said that the day before Antoine escaped prison, somebody killed the guy that killed his father. That's wild. You can tell that, they were probably trying to, connect the dots there, but they said it was literally, one day in advance. Okay. He escaped prison the day after his father's, the guy that was accused of unaliving his father, all right, was put to death. Con?
Think him seeing that at such an early age did to his character, did to his psychological aspect,
Man, that man, for any kid, man, that'll mess a child up for to be involved in something especially heinous as that. The stuff that he has seen, man, the people, man, the system really failed him, man, because he really brought up under violence. Because once that happened, bro, that's traumatizing for the rest of his life, dog. You'll never be able to change you'll never be able to change his mentality after seeing that or going through that, bro.
He's
you
instilled
just can't change it, bro.
Right.
Yeah, man, you can't change that. So I mean, as far as being, that didn't make him no evil person. It just made him a stronger as far as being able to survive. It's just like Rabbit died, and then Twine died, and they both left sons on the street. You see where Lil Wayne at, but Twine, if somebody would have took him under the wing like Baby did Lil Wayne, I think he would have changed it. He would have been a different person. He had to get up.
Yeah, but that's the doggone once in a lifetime type of deal, right? Okay, being in the doggone slums and surrounded by all that doggone dirt, man. And having this type of thing happen to you, it's a recipe for doggone disaster.
So, like, the other one.
Go ahead, King.
It's crazy. I just thought about something. So, I don't know if y'all noticed, but Lil Wayne actually shot himself before as a kid. So I wonder if that had something to affect, traumatizing, because his dad died. Lil Wayne pulled the trigger and shot himself.
It's a possibility. You never know, man. That's hey, look, unless you've dealt with it, yourself, you really can't speak to it, You know what I mean? But at the same time, you should be able to recognize that, you know, that's a very traumatic experience, man. There's no telling how these young brothers are going to turn out. There's no telling what they're going to do. There's no telling what they can handle and what they can't handle. Seeing your own father murdered right before you. Okay? But we see how I turned out. The big thing that I want you to really take away from this situation is the fact that his father was in the street gang. Okay? His father was in the street gang. He was up to no good. Big Antoine was up to no good. And what did Antoine Massey, the escapee, right? What did he end up doing? Following in his father's footsteps. All right, let's
I'm not that person today. That is not who I am. I have a 3-year-old son. I have an 18-year-old daughter that graduated yesterday, supposed to be. At the end of the day, that people don't understand that they see that I'm armed and dangerous. I have a heart. People that know me know that at the end of the day, I am a good person. So I'm asking for help from the world, from Meek Mills, Lil Wayne, Young Boy, Donald Trump. I'm asking for these people. I couldn't even get up.
The brother didn't say Ben Crump. He didn't say Ben Crump, help me out. The brother didn't say Jesse Jackson, I need help. Okay? He called on his leaders. Meek Mill. It's not far-fetched if him and Wayne know each other. You feel me? Okay? That's not far-fetched, you know. I don't know what their relationship is. But he called Lil Wayne. He called who else did he call?
Hey, Salaki out of one.
Go ahead, King.
They do know each other. He actually was the ring boy in Wayne Whitney.
Yeah, you talking Donald Trump.
He did. He said Trump. But why not? Why not Trump when Trump is doggone partnering all these other folk, right? It's putting a false sense of security in these young brothers' minds. Our people are distracted. I'm telling you, we brought that out last week.
Mm-hmm.
Trump doggone pardoning Larry Hoover. Trump pardoning NBA Youngboy. Trump pardoning what's the other brother from Atlanta? Doug.
Hey, Salaki out of one.
Go ahead, King.
If you listen, it kind of cut out just like how I just did, but he said Young Boy too. He asked for Young Boy help too.
Yeah, he asked for Young Boy's help. God, that's the guy I was thinking about.
Salaki.
You know? Go ahead, brother.
So I don't know if y'all know who the Chrisleys. There's some white family in Atlanta too.
We brought that out last week.
I think he did. So I think Trump already had all this in his head plan. All right, if I let the Chrisleys out, because they're in jail for like fraud and stealing millions and millions of dollars. So for nobody to say nothing about that, let me go ahead and let a couple of Negroes out so I don't get no backlash.
It's definitely a motive. What we was bringing out last week is the fact that he pardoned Larry Hoover, right? And then he pardoned Youngboy, right? Right after, a day after he signed this big beautiful bill, right? We brought this out last week. And the big beautiful bill is the bill that is going to bring major cuts to Medicaid, Medicare, and food stamps to the SNAP program. So he signs that, right? But then he gives you a gift. That's why we were referring it to Ecclesiastes 7:7. Oppression makes a wise man. Oh, they taking my stamps. Oh, what I'm going to do about health care. All right. But the YNs, okay, they doggone shoulder to shoulder. Oh, young boy, free young boy. Right? Larry Hoover, the big homie. Right? They know what they're doing. Don't be surprised, okay, if Diddy gets doggone convicted and he let him out. Don't be surprised. Okay, while he's doggone doing some, or while they're doing some doggone dirty stuff, you know what I mean, to oppress the Israelites further.
Khan, I
go ahead, brother.
Now I was gonna say, there's a video with someone asked Donald Trump about that, about the Diddy situation. He's like, "Oh, I haven't been really keeping an eye on it because they used to be close back in the day, Diddy and Trump."
Yeah, but hey, didn't Diddy endorse? Did he endorse Carmella?
He did. You remember that when Trump was getting went for the first term because that vote or die crap.
He went
against Trump. Yeah,
did he endorse? Who did he endorse?
That was
Hillary.
Yeah.
Who?
Hillary Clinton, I think.
Oh, I know that, but I'm talking about this go round. Did he not endorse Carmella? Did he?
I don't know. I'm
not sure either. If
I don't think he did. Other one.
Okay, Con.
I don't think he did.
Because I know Trump was saying we used to be friends. He made that statement. He said we used to be friends. Okay, and that's probably because of what you're talking about. All right, if he endorsed Hillary, Trump was the opposition, right? So that would make sense. But hey, we gotta make sure we're standing clear of that, man, and not letting these distractions throw us off. Okay, that's right there, warrior. Our people, give me that in Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 17. Our people are so blinded.
I'm here, other one.
We really think that these people are going to help us. Read that.
Con other one. It's the book of Lamentations chapter 4 verse 17. As for us, our eyes have yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that cannot save us.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that cannot save us. Okay? They cannot save us. Only the Most High God can save you. Okay? These people are here to destroy you. That's what they're here for. They're playing their role. All right? You're sitting up here wrecking your brain. Why these folks don't like me? Why are people catching hell? The Israelites keep trying to tell you because you're the Israelites and we broke the law, statutes, and commandments. We keep trying to tell you that's what it is, but now you satisfied with the fact that you're black. They just don't like my skin tone. It's deeper than that. Okay? These people know exactly what they're doing. I was watching Corey Holcomb earlier. I wanted to play the clip, you know what I mean? But it's a little bit too damaging for our sisters, man. Okay? Corey Holcomb, he ain't the most doggone approved brother amongst sisters. But Corey Holcomb was talking about how you can see the downfall of the so-called black woman. All right? He said they already got what they needed out of you. Okay? You were used to destroy the village. That's what he said. He said the black woman was used to destroy the village. Now that he has no use for you, all right, now he's going to hang you out to dry. Okay? And we see that happening, man. We had brought out a statistic last week that, 106,000 black women have been fired since that DEI situation. 106,000 black women. They're losing their careers, right? They're taking these education benefits away. They're not getting the jobs that they used to have because they serve their purpose. Remember, times have to get bad. They have to get bad. You're not going to stay in this comfortable state forever, Israel. Okay? You're not going to stay in this comfortable state forever. And that's why we got to come back together, brothers and sisters. We have to come back together. We got to stop this doggone riffing between one another. Okay? We have to. We're not enemies. I'm gonna show y'all something else. For time's sake, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this nasty situation. okay, for time's sake. And I want to show y'all something else, okay? All right, and it's speaking on what I'm talking about right now. During this time, we gotta come together. We gotta stop this. All right, this beefing between baby mama, baby daddy, okay, all of this mess. We gotta stop this. Watch this. Fair use, fair use.
My oldest. I was so mad. I went to court and they had him in. Well, let me tell y'all from the beginning. So I went to the courtroom and I sat down. And the bailiff came running over and he was like, you can't sit there, you can't sit there. And I was like, why? And he was like, all the men on this side, all the females on this side. And I started looking around the courtroom like, God dang. So they separate the females and the males. And I thought that was strange. And I just thought it was strange. So while I was sitting there waiting for them to call my name, I was matching this man with this woman, just, biding my time. So when they called my name and my baby daddy name, they brought him out in an orange jumpsuit and handcuffs and shackles. And that pissed me off even more. I was so mad. I told Your Honor, I let her say what she was going to say. Then I was like, Your Honor, I want all child support struck.
See the woman, look. The brother got locked up for child support. Okay. She put the brother on child support. All right. The brother got locked up, probably fell behind on payments or whatever the case may be. But the woman said that she couldn't take the sight of seeing this man shackled up in an orange jumpsuit. Okay. That's that tender and delicateness. She loved that man. Okay. But more importantly, all right, listen to this.
I want current, arrears, and future struck today. And the whole courtroom went crazy. It was just like everybody was talking. She had to hit the gavel and she was like, boom, 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 boom. And then she was like, do you understand what you're saying? And I was like, yes. And so they took me outside the courtroom. They have 2 rooms on either side of the hallway, right after, as soon as you go out the courtroom. So they brought me in there. And I was sitting there for a long time. The bailiff came in and he was like, is anybody making you feel uncomfortable? Or is anybody?
Don't you, hey, hold on. He locked up. Ain't this what you want? Okay. This is a deadbeat. He's not paying child support. All right. Don't you want him locked up? Don't you want to keep receiving these doggone services? Okay. Don't you want to see him? They're trying to force the divide between the Israelite man and the Israelite woman.
It's like I don't want.
Go ahead, King.
Once they got brothers paying child support, Esau get a payment out of that too. They get a cut out of that check too, right? So that's why they steady pushing. That's probably why they pushing it on her. Like, hey, this is what you want. You want him on child support. You want him locked up if he ain't paying the payments. Because if he don't pay the payments, then they don't get paid.
Yeah, I know that I had learned a while ago that a part of the payments, like for child support, especially like if you're on Medicaid, okay, or Medicare, a part of the payment goes to the baby's birth. Somebody like if they had an ambulance, okay, or the duration of the woman's stay in the hospital, that child support payment, y'all know that goes, that back pay, the initial back pay is going to go to pay that bill. I found that out.
Crazy.
All right, a little while ago. Right? Somebody got to pay for it. It's not free. A lot of times we'll say taxpayer dollars, this, that, and the third. No. Hey, y'all got to understand. Okay, when them brothers' checks get garnished initially, that's the first thing that they pay. That doggone hospital bill. Okay. It's they'll charge you $1,000 for an aspirin nowadays. So you can imagine when a woman's in the hospital giving birth, how much that costs. Right? All right, but let's continue to tune into this.
Threaten you, or do you feel like, you're under duress to do this? And I was like, no, my daughter loves her daddy, and y'all not keeping him. I want him out of there today, and I want all child support struck. So he left back out. He came back in about 10 minutes later. He was like, let me see your ID. I need to see your ID. And I was like, for real? So I showed him my ID and stuff. So when he left back out, I was in there for a while, and then he came.
That's crazy. All right. They then confiscated the sister's ID. Is this the right woman? Okay. Hey, they pissed off, man. All right. Because that doggone slave labor, all right, getting ready to get doggone took away. All right. The woman wants him out of there. Most importantly, his daughter wanted him out of there. That's the beautiful thing about that, man. Right? The fact that this woman was willing to get this man out of the jail for the sake of her child. She realized him being behind bars doesn't benefit her and that child. All right. Him being out benefits her and that child. She realized that. She said, skip the money. Watch what she got to say. This is a beautiful thing right here.
Back and I signed some papers and stuff. And when I came out the courtroom, it was me and standing outside the courtroom. And it was like, can you talk to my baby mama, please?
She said when she came out the courtroom, all right, it was brothers lined up talking about, hey, can you please talk to my baby mama? Help me out. Can you talk to my baby mama? Okay, because this woman, all right, had sympathy for her baby daddy and her child. That's a beautiful thing. All right, that's a beautiful thing. We gotta doggone come back to this understanding. Hey, a lot of people didn't like what I was saying about the Corey Holcomb thing. All right, I'm not saying that everything that Corey Holcomb say, all right, is valid. Okay, but he was making a point. Okay, he was making a point. We got to understand that right there was a Willie Lynch tactic to exalt the woman above the man. That was a Willie Lynch tactic. And they lulled our sisters to sleep with that thing. In the beginning, our sisters wasn't going for that. Especially, all right, when it ventured over to the civil rights era. Okay. When our brothers was laboring, okay, they were laboring. All right, they were making a little change. Then they started doggone cutting their wages. All right, they start firing our brothers. What did our sisters do? Our sisters would get extra jobs like sewing, ironing clothes. They had like 2-3 jobs to help out. And it wasn't no, hey, I ain't finna deal with your broke, eh? Right. Okay, you got fired. They didn't have that mentality. Okay, because they understood that the system was against us. We got to come back to that. And brothers can't be selfish. You can't be selfish, right? Our sisters took that gift. They took that education. You in jail, brother. Okay? While you in jail, all right, she's going to doggone school. She's occupying those spots. Okay? She's the vice president, all right, of this Fortune 500 company. Right? She owns her own beauty salon. Right? And a lot of them are raising these kids on their own. Okay? We got to respect it. But at the same time, all right, sis, you got to get out of that mindset. You have to get out of that mindset of, I'm up here, all right, and you down here, nigga. All right? I'm winning, all right, and you broke. You got to get out of that mindset. Okay? We got to come together. The system is against all of us. They use you. I wish I could play that video, man. They used you to bring us down. They were starting that thing with Mamie, man. They were starting that thing with Mamie back in the slavery day. Okay? Y'all gonna come to the house, all right? Massa talking directly to the woman of the house. All right. Overseer talking directly to the woman of the house, degrading the man. He wants the woman opinion. And that exalted, all right, the woman over the man. Because guess what? Massa, the boss, respected your woman more than he respected you. And our sisters ran with that. Okay? They ran with that. And now it's a mentality. It's a mentality now, okay? You know what I mean? With a lot of our sisters, not all. If the shoe doesn't fit, you ain't got to get mad about it. I'm not talking about you if the shoe doesn't fit. Okay? But this situation still exists. That's right. That big mama spirit came. Okay? And it's destroying us. Okay? It's just, give me that. Let's read that now. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 56. I really thought this was a very interesting story right here. Okay, we got more. I don't want to keep Israel all day. I don't think we're going to get to all of the material. I see brothers was putting other clips. All right, in the chat. I got a lot though, Akim. Okay, we ain't gonna be able to play all of it. Hey, read that. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 56.
Another one. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground, for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom.
This is a curse. This is a curse. Okay? But our sisters have ran away with this. Okay? Her eye is evil toward, all right, the doggone husband of her bosom. All right? Read.
Another one. And towards her son, and towards her daughter, and toward her young one that come from Salakia, that come out from between her feet.
Ain't shit, clap your hands. If your daddy ain't shit, clap your hands. Yeah. If your daddy ain't shit, clap your hands. If your daddy ain't shit, clap your hands. Yeah. If your daddy ain't shit, clap your hands. If your daddy ain't shit, clap your hands. Yeah.
Yeah, you know it, clap your hands. If your daddy ain't shit, clap your hands. If your daddy ain't shit.
Look at the comments. I want you to look at the comments on here. Look at how they're laughing about it. They've been lulled to sleep. They've been trained by Massa to hate you. If your daddy ain't ish, clap your hands. Singing the little nursery rhyme. All right. What is this supposed to be? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands, right? The sister here, she was singing that tune and then transitioned over to the wicked portion of it. Okay. Do you see the little laughing faces? That's how they feel about it. This was a trend a couple of years ago. This was a trend. If your daddy ain't ish, clap your hands. Okay. I know, we don't deal, with the pagan days, all right, the pagan so-called holidays. But these women nowadays on so-called Father's Day, okay, they exalt the woman on that day. They give the woman Father Day gifts.
Salaki, I don't want. I've been seeing that trending.
Yeah. Yeah. The woman gets Father's Day gifts. I don't recognize Father's Day. I don't deal with none of that pagan mess. We don't need that mess in the chat. Don't even try it. Okay. But I'm telling you, man, this is a very bad thing. Okay. And I know a lot of our sisters are saying, well, some of these doggone jokers ain't ish. Look at the hat. Look at the doggone laughing faces down here at the bottom of the screen. All right. A lot of our sisters have been lulled to sleep. All right. And it's a doggone trend to bash your baby's daddy. Do you know the importance of the father? Okay. Now listen, I'm only speaking about brothers who actually want to be in their child's life. All right. Listen, And I'm going to tell you this also. I ain't afraid to say it. Okay? I love my mother. I love my mother. But my mother purposely kept our father out of our life. We moved all over the city of Detroit, man. That's why I know so many people back in the day. All right. We didn't stay, all right, nowhere no longer than 3 years. Because she knew my pops would get a bead on us. Okay. Pops was taking money over to my grandparents' house. He wanted to be in our lives. Ended up catching up with my pops, and he was in my life, all right, in my latter teenage years, all right, until, you know, my latter 30s when he passed away. So I ended up having a relationship with my father, all right, but I saw this firsthand. So I'm speaking from experience. I know it's true, right? Okay, even if you have a disagreement, you gotta be able, all right, to work things out for the children. I'm not saying, all right, you know, that, you know, if it's a adultery type situation, right, that you stay in that situation, or if it's a situation where, you know, it becomes domestic or whatever the case may be. But keeping a child away from their parent is the most wickedest thing that you can do to that child. That child is going to go through emotional distress. That's right. Okay, go to counsel. All right, Jasmine Flores says we got to protect our children. Absolutely. Instead of being selfish. Okay, instead of being selfish, a lot of decisions are made in these courtrooms based off of a selfish pride. Okay, and we end up ruining our children. And it's not worth it. And listen, this is not a bash the sisters doggone show. That's not what this is. Okay, a lot of people don't like it. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you this. A lot of times, you know, sisters like to doggone advocate for other sisters. You know, like I'm doggone listening. I'm in a place of business, and they talking about this Diddy case, right? Now here you got this Cassie woman, okay? This Cassie woman who done doggone opened up her doggone quiver to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Woman was drinking doggone piss. Okay? Excuse my language. All right? She's a whore. Right? But you got a lot of women advocating for her. You want to know why? Because they see themselves in her. That's why. That's why. Okay? It's why, you know what I mean? You try to talk some sense, all right, into, you know, sisters, when it comes to this abortion situation. You know, hey, look, that's murder. You know, my body, my choice. You know, this woman done had doggone 5-6 doggone abortions, all right, and she gets these abortions without, you know, the consent of the father, right? You know, but they're advocating for each other because they see themselves in that so-called other woman, that so-called victim. Okay, everybody has a past. Everybody goes through something, but if you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Keeping these kids away from their fathers, all right, is wrong. And vice versa. If there's a father that's keeping a child away from their mother, you're wrong. Okay? A lot of this stuff is done out of spite. All right? Envy. And the child is the one that's hurt in the end. Okay? We got to be better than this. All right? This baby mama drama, okay? You know, and hating one another, it has to stop. We're going to need each other. We need each other now. We're going to need each other real soon, though, when Jacob's trouble kick off. Right?
Come on.
And why don't we go ahead and gather together now, all right, before it gets worse, you know, than hustling in the last minute. Go ahead, King. Go ahead, King. Somebody say something? Can y'all hear me?
Con, I don't want we hear. I think he was saying come.
Hey, give me the book of Proverbs chapter 14 and 1. Let's bring some scripture out. That's right. All right. I don't look at her as a victim either. Hey, the brother James Cook, I don't look at her as a victim. Do I think that Diddy had some influence, you know what I mean, on that woman? She's a heathen. I was gonna call her a sister, but you know, do I think he had some influence on her? Yeah, you know, but you keep going back, you know, and you texting this man, telling this man that you love him, and you know, you're talking about that he raped you, and you keep going back. Hey, there's no dog. It's nothing to talk about. You know, was he wrong for beating that woman? Yes, he's a doggone idiot. He's a weirdo, right? Scum of the earth. Can he repent? Yes. Okay. That's one thing about it, Diddy. You can repent. Okay. You already lost it all. Okay. You're going to continue to lose. And he ain't coming back from this. Okay. He might not. It's a possibility he won't, you know, see jail time. It's a possibility, you know. But if he gets off, he ain't going to have nothing. That's going to be the humiliation. Okay. That's going to be the humiliation. Right? Strip him of everything. You think that you can buck up against the doggone liquor industry? Okay. You think you can tell us what to do? All right. Guess what? All right. You take the fall. We doggone ruin your character, right? And your whole image. And now you're broke. Right? That's a public lynching. That's a lynching that they're doing to our brother. Okay, you know what they're doing. They're setting the example, all right, so that we know not to make that type of decision. That we don't get too big for our britches. Con?
Con, I don't want.
All right, read that scripture, man.
Con, I don't want. The book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 1. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands.
See, every wise woman buildeth the house, but the foolish pluck it down with her hands. Okay? You can either follow the law, honor your husband, okay? Or either just be, you know, the damn Tasmanian devil and pluck it down every chance you get. Or be a bad example to your children. You're plucking your house down when you do that as well. Okay? Okay? Let me show you an example. And this right here is a big one. This is a big one. Fair use, fair use. This is a big one. Fair use, fair use. Show me some love.
Sorry, I don't like my baby just doing that. That's not. She's 3 years old and you got her dancing like that. I don't like that.
What's wrong with this?
What's wrong with that, Tanya? That's so
All she doing is just dancing to boots on the ground. There's nothing wrong with that.
I ain't let you filming, but you know.
I want you to pay attention, okay? Now, another little girl is holding the camera and she's speaking. Okay? She's recording the little girl and her mom. All right? Listen to what she says. Pay attention.
Sorry, I don't like my baby just doing that. That's not. She's 3 years old and you got her dancing like that. I I don't like that.
What's wrong with this?
See what's wrong with that, Tanya?
All she doing is just dancing to.
The little girl, all she doing is dancing to Boots on the Ground. See, the little girl that's recorded, she's already destroyed. Her mama done already destroyed her. That's cute. You got that fan and she's shaking her tail. That's cute. Because she did it when she was young. She's already destroyed. Well, why are you talking back to your father? And even if he ain't your real father, okay, you need to respect that man because he's the man of the house. When that man say he don't want his daughter doing them dances, you respect what that man has to say because he's the law. He's the representation of Christ in that household. Con
or the one.
Boots on the ground. There's nothing wrong with that.
I ain't let you filming, but you know, it's just she's 3 years old, Tanya. She's 3 years old and got her dancing like that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Show, come on, let's finish popping our booty for daddy.
Hey, forget what you got to say. Okay? We're gonna finish popping our booties. Okay? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep on popping our booties.
Come on. Go, Joe. Look. You still don't like it?
I don't like that. That's not cute for y'all. Think that's cute putting these little girls on the internet.
I don't see anything wrong with it, if you ask me.
I don't see anything wrong with it if you ask me. Ain't nobody talking to you, little girl. Stay in a child's place. See, that's the problem with these kids. We haven't. I remember back in the day when I was coming up, you couldn't speak when grown folks were talking. You couldn't even be in the same doggone room, right? You don't interrupt your parents in the midst of their speech. You don't do that. Nowadays, all right, the child is telling the mama what to do because they're friends. Let's twerk together, baby. Let's do this TikTok video together. Let's go to the club together. Let's get matching outfits together. Stay out of grown folks' mouth. That's right. Okay? Times have changed, man.
That song, she 3 years old, Toya, and you got her 3 years old, and you got her doing the dancing like that on the internet.
But
I don't like that. I don't like my baby dancing like that on the internet.
She's not doing nothing inappropriate.
All right. Well, wait till they see how she dancing. Go ahead, show them how she dancing.
Come on, Stain.
You see how she dancing?
I don't see anything wrong with it. It's cute, actually.
I know. Come on.
Just totally disregarding, all right, her husband. Give me that in the book of Titus. Give me Titus. Give me Titus chapter 2, all right, in verse number 3. Give me that real quick.
Salaki, I don't want.
That's right, Shabawal. Brother Shabawal. I ain't seen this brother in a while, man. Brother Shabawal. All right. Hope to see the brother.
Warm up.
Fruits. All right. Shalom, King. How about you? Y'all trying to rock it up? Okay. Titus chapter 2 and verse 3. Give me that.
Con, this is the book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 3. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness.
See, the aged woman is supposed to be in a holy type behavior, a set apart behavior. What did she just say? What did she just tell her husband? She told her husband, other kids are doing this. She asked these women what their religion is. Christian. Other kids are doing this. It ain't hurting nobody. She's not doing anything inappropriate. Why you worrying about what other people is? Read it again.
Con, I don't want. This is the book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 3. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness.
Holiness, set apart. Not doing what everybody else is doing. Read.
Not false accusers.
Uh-huh.
Not giving too much wine.
Right.
Teachers of good things.
Teachers of what?
Teachers of good things.
Teachers of good things. Right? Read on.
that they may teach the young women to be sober.
To teach the young women to be what?
To be sober.
Now, this right here is twofold, okay? Don't be out there getting all drunk up, right? So that you get taken advantage of, and also be spiritually, right, sober, right? You're not gonna, deal with any false doctrine, okay? Read on.
To love their husbands.
To do what?
To love their husbands.
Read.
To love their children.
Uh-huh.
To be discreet.
Uh-huh.
Chaste. Keepers at home.
Keepers of home. Read.
Good. Obedient to their own husbands.
Read that part again.
Obedient to their own husbands.
Obedient to your own husband. Now, how do you show your daughter to be obedient to her own husband? By being obedient to your husband. And this man is telling you, all right, to have his daughter stop doing that dance. What does she do? She continues to do the dance. But like I said, ask them what their religion is. Right? What?
3 years old, you got
Really?
dancing like that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Cho, come on, let's finish popping our booty for daddy.
To hell with what you got to say. I'm not obedient to you. I'm not submissive to you. To hell with what you got to say.
Come on. Go, Cho. Look. You still don't like it?
I don't like that. That's not cute. For y'all think that's cute? Putting these little girls on the internet.
I don't see anything wrong with it. If you ask
doing
me.
that song. She 3 years old, Toya, and you got her 3 years old. And you got her doing the dancing like that on the internet.
But
I don't like
there's
that. I don't
other
like my
kids
baby
that's
dancing like
doing
that on the
this.
internet.
She's
That
not
ain't
doing
cute.
nothing inappropriate.
All right. Well, wait till they see how she dancing. Go ahead. Show them how she dancing.
Come
then.
on, Stank.
You see how she dancing?
I don't see anything wrong with it. It's cute, actually.
I know. Come on.
This is ridiculous, man.
It's like that.
Even if the man is in the house, he doesn't have any authority. Go ahead, King.
That's what I was gonna say. That man is miserable. He is miserable.
Salaki, I don't want.
Go ahead, out.
Can I grab a precept?
Bring it out.
Let me get Sirach 26 and starting at 13.
Con, I'll read it for you. It's the book of
Warrior,
Sirach.
Are you there, Warrior? Go ahead, King.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 13. The grace of a wife delighted her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones.
Con, read on.
A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
All right.
And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed.
Con. Hey, the grace of a wife delighted her husband. Hey, if that woman wants to obey her husband the way the Most High set it up to be, instead of going off and being wicked, hey, that man will feel like he in heaven. You know, it's nothing like coming home and, you know, your wife obeying your every move. At the end of the day, if she act like that, eventually that man is not going to be comfortable in that household. Right? Then y'all be wondering, then Eve want to wonder why Jake always at the next woman's house, you know what I'm saying, trying to find another rib, because you don't even obey him in the house that, you know, in his house where he paying bills. Hey,
Right.
Slack, then you jump down to 26.
Con, verse 26. A woman that honored her husband shall be judged wise of all. But he that dishonored him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all.
All right, so hey, our brothers looking for, hey, let me get the respect I deserve around here. That's all. It shouldn't be a war between us. You should, if I say, at the end of the day, it's an order that the Most High set up, right? Hey, I'm the head. I'm the head of this house, right? You supposed to follow my lead. You supposed to obey. I'm not gonna rule you with Rick. I'm not gonna be a roaring lion in the house. But make sure you just respect my man at least. If I say I don't want my 3-year-old daughter dancing the boots on the ground, shaking her tail, you should have cut that out immediately. All right, well, let me obey my head.
Right.
Right, because by you disobeying your head, you actually disobeying Christ. You disobeying the Most High. Oh yeah, I don't want.
That's right. They prove that, man. They prove that if they're disobeying, all right, their husband, all right, then they're disobeying Christ. Prove that. All right. First, get 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. Get that real quick.
Another one. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3, and it reads, "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is Yahweh."
Read that again.
And the head of Christ is Yahweh.
And the head of Christ is Yahweh. So even Christ has a head, right? All right. Christ has a head, and it's God. Right? So if Christ has a head and he has to follow his Father, all right, why doesn't that order, that natural order, have to take place? Meaning, Christ is the head of the man, so we have to follow his footsteps. The man is the head of the woman, so she has to be submissive and obey her husband, right? And the woman, all right, would be, all right, head of the children, and she expects her children to obey her. That right there is what trips me out. A woman to be nasty, all right, disrespectful to her husband, but expects her children to doggone respect her. That's hypocritical. That's hypocritical. Hey, read that scripture again and then get your point. I think that's Yazabak. Read that scripture again. All right. I want the people to marinate on what I just said. How can you expect your children to obey you when the order is you're supposed to be submissive and respect your husband? Read it again. Read the order.
Son of the one. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man.
Right.
And the head of Christ is Yahweh."
That's simple. Go ahead, King.
I was just to touch back on what Yotham was putting down. Like, you're absolutely right. You disobey your husband. That's like disobeying Christ. Get Ephesians 5 and 22.
Hey, start with 21 up.
I got it. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 21. "Submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of Yahweh."
First you have to submit yourself one to another in the fear of Yahweh, because the Most High is the one who blesses and curses your relationship, right? So if you're not doing the laws, you're not going to have a blessed relationship. And one of those laws is obeying your husband. Read on, I don't want.
"Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as unto the Lord."
Right. So you submit yourself just like sometimes I don't want you hear the women say, "Jesus is my husband." They be saying that.
Yeah.
It's like, no, Jesus is Yahweh, right? Your husband is on earth. The man you need to be obeying. And if you obey the word of the Most High, you have no choice but to obey your husband. I yield on one.
You're absolutely right. I mean, there's order. You got to understand. If you go into the book of Numbers chapter 30, it tells you that your father is your head, right? Until you're married. Your husband will then, take up the space, of being your head, once your father gives you away. And that's the thing about it is, in the church, in the Christian church, they have that ceremony. Okay. Even in the Catholic Church, okay, and other sects of religion, all right, they have that type of ceremony where the father is giving the daughter away. That is what it's a representation of. Okay, it's a representation of the scriptures. Your father is your head. It's not just ceremonial. That's not just a part of the ceremony. Hey, daddy, hey, you're going to have to get you a blue suit because you got to give me away. Eve ain't even thinking about this. He's your head. And he's given that, I don't want to use a particular word. Okay, that old word. All right. The sisters don't like that. But he's giving his possession away to the husband. And now the husband becomes the head. It's not just a ceremonial work. It's symbolic of the scriptures, right? When you go to Numbers chapter 30. All right. And it explains that to you. That the father even has the ability, all right, to disallow your vows. Right? And then the husband has that ability to disallow your vows when he takes you on and becomes your head. Huh?
Another one.
Right? This thing is serious. Right? We got to understand our roles. He is continue to read in Ephesians chapter 5.
Kind of one. Verse 23. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church.
Now, that's the key part. Now, the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church. That's how you're supposed to be respecting your husband in that house. So if Yahushua is our head, right? Don't sit there and tell me, all right, that you don't care what I'm talking about when I'm telling you, all right, I don't want my daughter dancing like that. All right? It's Khan Adawan. And it ceases. And little girl, you don't open up your mouth and disrespect me either.
All right.
Okay? That's how that house supposed to go. One point in time, we had that structure. Right? But like I said, all right, a lot of our women have been lulled to sleep. Okay? You've been lulled to sleep with the gifts that's been given to you. Corey Holcomb was speaking some facts, man. Y'all need to check that interview out. Right? A lot of the things that we're doing, it ain't just the women, but a lot of the things that we're doing are really destroying these children. Okay? Self. It's all about self, self, self. Okay? I ain't got time to do what I want to do. Self, self, self. Watch this.
Please give me her outfit. I don't have no clothes for her right now. I just bought those 2 outfits for her.
I'm gonna have to wash that shit. I don't know where it's
Give
at
me
right
here.
now.
I wash it with my hands.
Man, I just put some clothes in there, man.
JC, she don't have nothing.
So she don't have nothing at the house?
I just bought her them outfits, man. I don't have no money right now.
That's one outfit. You don't have nothing at the house?
No, I just bought them 2 outfits.
2 outfits at the house?
Everything else is small on her.
Listen to how emotional Eve is. Why? This man ain't putting his hands on you. This man is not yelling at you. Why are you so emotional, sister? She's damaged. I hear it. I hear it. This sister's stressed out. There's no telling what didn't happen to her in her life. Why is she communicating with this brother? Like, do you hear this brother being harsh with her? This is the way that she communicates. Watch this. Listen, pay attention.
Please give me her outfit. I don't have no clothes for her right now. I just bought those 2 outfits for her.
I'm gonna have to wash that shit. I don't know where it's
Give
at
me
right
here.
now.
I wash it with my hands.
Man, I just put some clothes in there, man.
JC, she don't have nothing.
So she don't have nothing at the house?
I just bought her them outfits, man. I don't have no money right
That's
now.
one outfit. You don't have nothing at the house?
No, I just bought them 2 outfits.
2 outfits at the house?
Everything else is small on her.
So she got 2 outfits? You got your hair done, nails done, all that shit? She got 2 outfits?
My nails not done. This is my real nails.
That makes sense, man. Got fucking all kind of shit over here.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, believe it or not, hey, this type of stuff happens, man. The woman just takes the baby's car seat and just puts the baby on the curb. You deal with the baby. You deal with the baby.
Salaki, I don't want.
What kind of mother would do something like that? The baby just doggone hollering because she wants her time. The baby doggone stressing her out. It's all about her. Me. Got to understand, man. Okay, when you become a mother, that's a part of the job. Okay, it's not meant to be doggone easy. Go ahead, King.
Nah, I was gonna say, I don't want. She did not just put that baby on the curb. She actually threw. I ain't gonna say threw the baby, but she slammed that car seat down for that baby to cry like that. If
she did.
She'll just place that baby down. That baby wouldn't have bust out crying like that. Like she actually, she let her anger take control, and she damn near could have hurt that baby.
She was very emotional, man. You know, I don't know what this sister got going on. If she was on something, okay, or she's just a wreck. All right, might have some mental issues going on, whatever the case may be. But to take your baby out the car like that and just put them down on the dog on the curb like that, right? You deal with it. That's wicked, man.
So
go ahead, King.
So like I don't want Officer Quabs gave a precept to read. It's Limitations chapter 4 and verse 3, and it reads, "Even the sea monsters draw out the breast; they give suck to their young." So like they give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. Right? And that sister, I understand she's fed up, but that's you got to understand that's your life. That's your life form right there. You just tossed your baby because you're irritated with the situation because it's not going in your favor, and you projecting that onto the child's father, and then you're being cruel to your child. You just took the baby out of the car seat, just dropped the car seat on the ground. And that's wicked, man, because you're fed up. You can't hurt him. So the next thing you're gonna hurt is the most vulnerable thing around you, which is gonna be that child.
Right.
And the brother Salahi Yatham, can you get a Sirach 6? And the brother, the thing with these young folks, man, they get with each other and they do what music and society shows them, teaches them to do, which is lay up with each other, create a child, and just don't deal with each other anymore. Read that for me, up.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 6, verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him.
Right? So them being together, you could tell the dynamics of their relationship is not something that was ongoing for a while. It's probably just looking from the outside, it seemed like the relationship was something like you dealing with each other for a few months and you end up getting pregnant. Right? She didn't prove that friend. She didn't prove that man to be a good man. He didn't prove her to be a good woman that's not going to conduct herself like that with your offspring. It's just, and that's the state of mind in our people right now. They don't really grasp what they're doing. I yield the other one.
It's really selfish, man. Okay, because they're not thinking about the well-being of the baby.
Right.
Right? That's what it is. A lot of times it's based off the fact that people want to satisfy their own flesh. They want to satisfy their own desires, and the baby, okay, or the wife or the husband, the people in their lives end up taking the doggone back seat. You know, in this case, we're talking about the babies. We really got to watch the things that we do. We really got to watch the things that we say. Okay? Because they're watching. Because they're watching. Okay? Look at this brother, how he's influencing his daughter. Pay attention.
Ops want me dead, so I tell them come try. But I slide first, all I hear is hey, that's how I'm coming, bitch. Like a track star, I'm on my block, really running shit. I do this shit in real life, but this shit is not a skit. Remember putting tape up on the line just to make it fit. I remember sliding every day, I wasn't at the park. I ain't had no lighter, but I really had to make it spark. Keep that eye on me, like my real name was Spark, Spark, Spark. I'm trying to leave a mark, nigga.
Why does baby know? Why does baby know all the words, all right, to this doggone song, man? Why she got all the doggone gang movements down?
Salaki, I don't want.
Why she know the doggone hey, go ahead, King.
I was just gonna say, just imagine if she knew the law like that. Just imagine if she knew the commandments like how she know that song.
Right. Right. This is ridiculous, man. Okay, we got to do better than this, right? You know, there's no. Why you got your daughter thugged out like that, man? She's supposed to be tender and delicate. Okay, you got to keep that doggone separate. It's nothing wrong, okay, if you're listening to, you know what I mean, some truth music, or you listening to a tune that's not doggone drill rap, because that was drill rap, right? Okay, you got to understand the type of spirit you're putting on that baby. You know, we got to really watch what we do. We got to really watch what we say. Give me the book of Micah chapter 7. Get Micah chapter 7. I want to start at verse number 2. Micah chapter 7 and verse number 2.
Another one. It's the book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 2. The good man is perished out of the earth.
It says what?
The good man is perished out of the earth.
Hey, we got to be in the spirit of our forefathers. This is how I feel right now, man. The good man is perished out of the earth. Read on.
And there is none upright among men.
And there is none upright among men. The Most High God made us upright. The Most High God didn't influence us to be wicked. Okay? The Most High God, all right, made you upright. He made you capable of keeping the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. Read.
Another one. They all lie in wait for blood.
Read on.
They hunt every man his brother with a net.
They hunt every man his brother with a net. Read.
Another one. That they may do evil with both hands earnestly.
Read.
Another one. The prince acts it. The prince acts it, and the judge acts it for a reward. And the great man, he uttered his mischievous desire.
Read.
So they wrap it up.
So they wrap it up. Read on.
Another one. The best of them is as a briar.
A briar.
A briar, Salakia.
Read.
The best of them is as a briar. The most upright is sharper than a thorn hedge.
Even the brothers, okay, that are trying to be somewhat good, all right, will doggone do wrong to you. They'll do harm to you. It says the most upright is sharper than the thorn edge. Read.
Another one. The day of thy watchman and thy visitation cometh. Now shall be their perplexity.
Read.
Trust ye not in a friend.
Scripture say what?
Trust ye not in a friend.
Scripture said you can't trust nobody. Okay? Scripture said you can't trust nobody. You got to really prove folk. Because we're in a time, man, all right, where a lot of people, all right, only have their own desires, right? And their own doggone, their own desires and their own heart, okay, it's the only thing that's on their mind, man. They can give a damn about what's good for you. Read.
Call 911. Trust ye not in a friend. Put confidence in a guide.
Read.
Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom.
Don't even trust your woman. Watch what you say to her, because she been set you up.
Call another one. They're going into that pillow talk.
That's right. Okay, you got to be careful. Okay, especially if you didn't prove that one. She can be setting up your demise.
Come.
Read on.
Call another one. Verse 6. For the son dishonoreth the father.
That's against the law.
The daughter riseth up against her mother.
That's against the law. Read.
The daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Read.
A man's enemies are the men of his own house.
Didn't Christ quote this? Christ was quoting Micah. All right. And we're dealing with this right here in this day and age. Okay. This is what we're dealing with. It's very hard to trust anybody, man. Okay. And this is why, okay, we need to make sure that the laws, the statutes, and commandments are our guide. This is our way. If you're walking in the law, statutes, and commandments, you're not going to bring no harm into your family. Right? If you're walking in the law, statutes, and commandments, you're going to be just to your husband. If you're walking in the law, statutes, and commandments, you're going to be just to your wife. If you're walking in the law, you're gonna raise your children up in the way that they should go. If you're walking in the law, statutes, and commandments, you children are gonna honor your father and your mother. The law is the only way to get beyond these hurdles, man. There's no other way. I was having this discussion in the shop, talking to my barber about this thing. Okay, it was more about relationships we were talking about, you know. But the thing is you can't, you cannot, all right, get to the Most High any other way. You got to go through Christ, right? And that's in everything that you do. That's in your relationship, okay? And it's in everything that you do. If you're not using the examples that are outlined in the scriptures, you're not going to win. You're going to be miserable. All right? Relationship don't work out, okay? Or so-called work out. What you supposed to be doing? You're supposed to be doggone praying and fasting and going to counsel. If you're lying down with one another, there's no doggone, hey, I'm finna get rid of doggone him or her and find me another one. That should not be your goal. That should not be your desire. You should be trying to fix it. Con?
Come on, out of one.
The lock out of one.
Go ahead, King.
Can I bring out this quick precept right quick?
Bring it out.
Con, it's the book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 1. In three things I was beautified and stood up beautiful both before Yahweh and men. The unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, a man and wife that agree together. So, hey, that's a man and a wife that agree together, man. Hey, that's beautiful to the Most High. So why would you even? It shouldn't be no strife with your husband, or strife towards your wife, right? You're supposed to be in that thing. Hey, the Most High bless that thing, man. The Most High, basically, water everything that y'all got, everything that y'all praying about. He'll give y'all that because that's beautiful to him. That y'all dwell together like that. That's a beautiful thing to the Most High.
That's right, okay. And we got to fix this. We got to do this together. We got to understand the Most High God. Give me the book of Deuteronomy chapter 8 and verse number 5. And somebody give me Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 1 while we close this thing out. The Most High God is going to continue to allow Satan to whoop us. He's going to continue to allow us to get them stripes, man, until we decide to walk in his way. Okay? That's how he operates. You know, this guy that, you know, that's being broadcasted and advertised in the doggone Christian church. I don't know who the hell that is. Because my God don't play. He don't play. Read that.
Son of the one, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8, and verse 5. Thou shalt also consider in thine heart that as a man chasteneth his son,
right,
so the Lord thy God chasteneth thee.
So as a man chastises his son, so that the Lord thy God chastise you. We his kids. The Israelites were chosen by the Most High God to be his own. We are his. So he's going to continue to chastise us until we get it right. Give me that in Isaiah chapter 59. All right. And read that from verse 1.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 1. Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened, that it cannot save.
The Most High's hand is not shortened to where he cannot save. He's still here. Right? And he wants to save you, Israel. He wants to save you. Read.
Neither his ear heavy, that it cannot hear.
Read.
But your iniquities have separated between you and your God.
But your sin has separated yourself from the Most High God. Give me John chapter 9 and verse 31. Your sin has separated you from the Most High God. So how do we get closer to him? Stop sinning. It's that simple. Stop breaking the Most High God's law. Honor your parents. Right? Honor your husband. Honor your wife. So that your doggone children won't be confused and jacked up. See, when we do wrong to one another, the children are affected. It's a cycle. It is a cycle. We got to stop being selfish. Read.
Another one. It's the book of John, chapter 9, verse 31, and it reads, Now we know that Yahweh heareth not sinners.
Read that again.
Now we know that Yahweh heareth not sinners.
Now we know that the Most High God don't hear no sinners. He don't hear you. God knoweth my heart. Right? He know your heart wicked. He knows that your heart is your mind. So he knows that your mind is wicked because sin starts in the mind. Before you sin, you think about it. Right?
Cool.
All right. Behold. All right. I give to you this day life, all right, or death. And you think about it. All right. Am I going to sin? which can result in your death? Or am I going to do the right thing, which will result in righteousness? Am I going to argue with my doggone husband? Am I going to argue with my wife? And then the kids are going to be affected by it and they're ruined. Am I going to doggone sell drugs and be a thug in the street? And then my son, all right, follows the footsteps, all right, of my disobedience. And he ends up doggone getting killed in the trap game. It's a cycle. Am I going to doggone bounce from man to man? Okay. Am I going to bounce from man to man? All right. And then my daughter sees this behavior and she thinks it's okay. What did Deuteronomy 23 say? 23 and 17. What does it say? Get that real quick. Deuteronomy 23 and 17. One of you brothers.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23 and verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
Scripture say there should be no whore of the daughters of Israel. We can give a damn about the other nations, but there should be no whore of the daughter of Israel. Stop teaching your daughter that abominable mess. Stop twerking, all right, for every doggone reason. Stop busting it down for a doggone real one, man. For every doggone, come on. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry who doggone give you a compliment, you busting it open. That's whorish.
Kind of the one. Hey, Salaki out of one.
Go ahead, King.
Hey, the scriptures say, hey, as the mother, so is the daughter. So why not teach your daughter how to keep the command? Why not be the example to show your daughter, hey, look, this is what we gonna do. We're gonna be a holy people. We're gonna keep these.
Right.
I got that right now. You want me to read it up?
Con, bring that up.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 16 and verse 44. And it reads, behold, everyone that uses proverbs shall use this proverb against thee, saying, as is the mother, so is her daughter.
Con. So, hey, if you think you just finna just walk around twerking all day, you got a house full of daughters. What you think they gonna do? Because they watching you do it. What you think they gonna do when they grow up? Right. Vice versa. On the flip side, if you reading the Bible and keeping the commandments, you wearing your dresses and you righteous, and your daughter's watching you do that, what you think they gonna grow up and do?
Sure.
Your daughter, your children gonna mirror everything you do. So if you got bad kids, or if your kids going off of being wicked or growing up to be wicked, it's because they seeing you do it. It start at home first. Oh yeah.
That's right. Okay, it starts at home first. And we got to set the right example. Go back to Isaiah 59 and continue to read. We're getting ready to close this thing out, Israel. All right, we done had you for a couple hours and 30 minutes. Went a little long. Okay, give me that. Isaiah 59 and start at verse number 3.
Con. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 59 and verse 3. For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies. Your tongue had muttered perverseness. None called for justice, nor any pleaded for truth.
Right.
They trust in vanity and speak lies.
They trust in vanity and speak lies. You don't even want to be helped, Israel. Okay? You don't even want to be helped. You rather hear smooth words from pastor rather than keep the Most High's laws, his statutes, and commandments. Okay? The scripture says none calleth for justice. Okay? What's justice? All right, to get that recompense. All right? You siding with the enemy and you're comfortable in your condition. Okay? That's the wrong answer. Keep the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay? It's going to be uncomfortable in this place. Christ was hated. All right? He was hated. He was spat on. Okay? You got to go through that too. Right? A lot of our people ain't willing to do that, man. Right? They want to be comfortable here. Trips me out, man. I wasn't going to play. I wanted to wrap this up, man. All right. Look, let me go ahead. Let me play this real quick. All right. And then we're going to get out of here. Let me show y'all something, man. Roly-poly Martin. Fair use. Roly-poly Martin. Kind of take me off on this one, man. All right. Because I'm going to tell you something, man. Some of these YNs out here, some of these young brothers and some of these young sisters, man, they really got good intentions. All right. Roly-poly got confounded here. I know some of y'all seen this. Okay. Watch what you saying to these young brothers and sisters. We're supposed to be influencing them in a positive manner, especially if they're trying to do something positive for our brothers and sisters. Watch this. There you go.
My issue, I fight for young black men before they die. And that's what I do in my organization. I do teach them to vote, but I don't tell them that voting is going to be the be all end all.
No one says the be all the end all, but it's a part of it.
But you got
see that's what our doggone a lot of brothers and sisters think. Okay, it's going to make this change. That's where Lamentation 4:17 come into play. All right, our doggone grandmothers and grandfathers told us, all right, that hey, look. Your ancestors worked so hard for you to have the right to vote. Our ancestors didn't know no better. I respect their drive and their determination. All right. You know what I mean? And their walk for freedom. I respect it. But this ain't our kingdom. Okay. And voting ain't got us nowhere. It ain't got us nowhere. We're still in the same condition. Listen what the young guy has to say.
And that's what I do in my organization. I do teach them to vote, but I don't tell them that voting is going to be the be all end all.
No one says the be all the end all, but it's a part of it.
But you guys promote voting like it's just going to change like the systemic outlook of the black community. That's not where it's at. We have to get out and go do for self in our own communities.
So okay, so define do for self.
When I say do for self, you shared one of my tweets, my videos, and I was actually a big fan of yours, but you shared one of my tweets when I said black people need to stop begging the government and go and do for self out in our communities. You shared the video and called me an idiot. I didn't see anything idiot.
How can you call that young man an idiot? This young man ain't doggone selling drugs, all right? He ain't doggone tearing the doggone community down. He's trying to uplift his people. How is he an idiot? Even if you disagree in the manner in which he's moving, throw that type of mud at that young brother. You uplift that young brother. But it's all about self. He looked up to you, roly-poly. Okay? He looked up to you. But now the tables have turned.
About that statement
No. So when you say do for self, like what? Explain that.
Okay, for example, here in Albany, Georgia, we complain about our school systems a lot. Many of our young men can't read. They have very horrible literacy rates. We don't have any rehab programs here for juvenile offenders. What I decided to do, I started a program 2 years ago, decided to do for self, and I started taking children into my home. I started taking custody of kids from juvenile court, and I started molding them and training them and teaching them skilled trades, etc. Now I'm 21 years old. I just purchased a school here in Albany, Georgia to combat us being in the government-funded schools that are not teaching our children what they need to learn. So that's what I mean by do for self, simply getting up and going out and do it.
So
I beat the stereotype that I'm young, black in America, and I can't do anything because somebody's holding me down. Absolutely not.
So a question.
Teenagers went and go ahead. Me and some teenagers went and bought a school, and we just bought a school bus simply from going out and doing work. We decided to go fix our own communities. I'm not expecting anything from no politician. I'm not expecting nothing from Donald Trump, Joe Biden, or nobody. We're going to go do it for ourselves, and that's what I believe we need to be doing. I can vote, sure, but nothing's...
Hey, roly-poly, confound. He said him and some YNs got together put their money together and bought a school. Then they went out and got a school bus. He said, I ain't relying on you politicians. I ain't relying on doggone Donald Trump or the doggone government to help me out, because he understands, man, that what y'all been doing, all right, since the doggone civil rights era is not working. Getting some damn picket signs, walking out to the doggone street, all right, talking about some no justice, no doggone peace, all right, talking about, you know what I mean? Sitting down, all right, you know what I mean? Hell no, we won't go, and all this mess. Okay? He said, no, we got together, all right, and now we're doing for self. I can't do nothing but respect that, man. And he called him an idiot because he's promoting do for self. Right? When Roly Poly is promoting that same old song. Right? I understand, all right, why you brothers and sisters are trying to tell us to follow in the footsteps of our ancestors, okay, and go the legal route and this, that, and the third. But what you don't understand is that the system was not created for you. And the Bible tells you that. When we go to 2nd Esdras chapter 6 and verse 9, the scriptures tell you that this is your enemy's land. This is his kingdom. Your rule comes afterwards. So you got to suffer for a while because you decided to break the law. But as long as you keep that law and have faith in Christ, okay? Hey, you gotta watch what you say about having faith in Christ now. I had a cat on doggone Clubhouse. You know, I was quoting scripture and I said something about, you know, hey, brothers and sisters got to keep the law and have faith in Christ. He said, you added that to the scriptures. It's what he said. You added that. I said, brother, I'm just speaking. I'm just telling you, you know what I mean? Wisdom that I've learned in the scripture. You know what I mean? I'm not adding to the Bible. You know, he was a guy that followed Judaism. Okay, so you know they don't particularly believe that Christ has come. Okay, I had learned that, you know, a little bit later. All right, but this thing is wild. Okay, but we really got to watch what we say, and we got to watch what we do, because these young brothers and these young sisters are watching us, man. Right? If you took anything away, all right, from this broadcast, all right, I want you to take that away. Watch what you say. Watch what you do, because the youth are watching. Okay? They're watching us. Watch what you say and watch what you do at home. You are the example for that child. Okay? Got to take self out of the way. Take self out of the way. What you want and what you desire. All right? We're ruining our children. And we showed you that through several clips. Right? We showed you that this is a result of the curses, right? But the Most High has laid a blueprint out and how we should operate. And that's by his laws, his statutes, and his commandments. Khan?
Another one.
I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh. Yahweh. All right. I'd like to give a hearty shalom to the elders, all right, and the nation of Israel. Khan?
Khan.
Any of you brothers got anything else, all right, to lay out before we get out of here?
Salakia. We do got Feast of First Fruits coming up on Saturday. If you're going to join us, go ahead and hit that email, sotfeastdays@gmail.com, so you can still reserve you a seat. It's going to be packed out. Now you're that one.
Right. That's right. First fruits. We're gonna start the prayers at sundown. Okay. All right. That's Saturday at evening.
June 7th.
June the 7th, right? That's Saturday, right?
Another one.
Yeah, Saturday at evening. So we're gonna go to camp. Okay, and then we're gonna head over to the feast day location. All right, shortly afterwards. Okay. All right. So you brothers and sisters, y'all come on out. All right, I said brothers because it's really mandatory. You know what I mean? This is one of the main feasts. Okay, the brothers are supposed to gather. Okay. All right. Sisters are welcome. All right. But you're commanded, brothers. All right. To come to this thing. So if you can come out, make sure you come out. I understand. All right. That sometimes, all right, that the plantation, all right, can weigh a heavy burden on us. Okay. All right. But let's try to make sure we're coming out during these feast days. Okay. Come to the new moons. All right. Brothers and sisters, don't be coming to the new moons, you know. And you was at that Valentine's Day party, though. When you was in the world, you was at that Valentine's Day party. Hey, Jake celebrate doggone what is it? The Irish
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's.
Patrick's Day. Jake be having St. Patrick Day. And the Irish hate your guts.
Good.
Okay? Jake be having a blast. They be drinking with Esau, man, having a good old time, man. Okay, wearing them beads like it's Mardi Gras. Okay? It's wild, man. Hey, Duroc, he know I'm telling the truth. You know I'm telling the truth. I'm
laughing because that used to be me.
God. That's why the brother laughing, man. God.
Hey, God. Another thing, man. Hey, a brother's trying to do the work, man. Hey, email us at sotisraelites@gmail.com, man. Hey, let us know that you're trying to do the work, man. You're trying to join the next prospect phase. Right?
Oh, one more thing. Subscribe to our channels.
Hey, that's right.
Subscribe to our channels. We just had.
Hey, you can go to the main channel. All right, if you go to Sons of Thunder Israelites channel, all right, on YouTube, you'll find all of our channels listed. All right, below. Okay, got camp spot opened up in the Bay Area. All right, out near San Fran. Okay, brothers over in Maryland. All right, we've had a camp in DC. Okay, we got a camp in Montgomery, Alabama. Jacksonville, Florida. All right, has opened up. Okay, and help me out if I'm missing something.
Hey,
huh?
SOT Fort Myers.
SOT Fort Myers, absolutely. SOT Fort Myers, and not to mention, okay, 5 Points. All right, down in Atlanta, Georgia, and also Edgewood, where Captain Kaya is teaching. Okay, our brothers are out of Edgewood. All right, so we're spreading. All right, and there's more to come. Okay, we're just not rushing, man. That's not the spirit we got. We're not trying to get the most brothers. Okay, that's not our goal. Okay, our goal is to wake up the elect. That's our job. Okay, and everybody ain't the elect. We don't even know if we the elect. All right. So we're gonna do this thing diligently, right? In the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Amashiach, Yahweh. All right. But we love you, brothers and sisters. We're gonna send you out. I kind of I had an overlay up. I want you brothers to see the brother Yaakov's work. Okay, so we're gonna play it on the way out. Hey, go ahead. Somebody said something?
Like I was saying, that's fire.
God. Shalom, Yasha Allah.
Shalom.
Hey, I pledge allegiance to my black people. If we united, we stand. They catch a solo, they violate every right that they can. Look at Elton. They say he had a weapon, so they shot him. We took one of theirs since they took ours. Welcome to Baby Russia. It's the war between the black and the blues. Whites get treated with respect, the blacks get whacked and abused. This is no exaggeration, these are facts I can prove. You wanna see the segregation? Just cut on the news. I'm talking body after body at the hands of the police. All we want is justice, but the bitches bring us no peace. Same day we seek the justice, I'm gon' find a 4-leaf. Ain't no justice, it's just us, and we dying slowly. You think what we gon' be, why they keep killing us off? Being judged by our skin, and that shit killing me soft. I heard history repeats itself, well it's the sequel. Just because we black, we ain't equal. The blue collar type look at blacks like we creatures, and try to hunt us down like the blacks ain't even people. I wish they had a page up in heaven, I would beep you. Rest in peace out, and I'd rather be saying free you. No justice, no peace. I say no justice, no peace.
vibing decent though. I tell you, I've been on the chase, now I'm picking up the pace. Pray my soul don't go astray. How was I come in the day? Then we came on vibing decent though. In the night, yeah, he coming like a thief for sure. Man, you had plenty time, now what you weeping for? Matthew 7:23, yeah, that's gonna be the quote. Them curtains closed, then we came on vibing decent though. Yeah, we got a 1 or 2, you better teach a foe. You been warned, niggas gon' be nasty teeth more. And they don't see the smoke, and that will come before the fire, and that's key to know. Hey, this is love, I got a one before that day approach. Isaiah 66 is burning like the heater broke. We follow the trends of the world, and now we here to lead. We sanctified indeed, it ain't impossible, you forgot what the mission be. You gon' partake of her destruction and her misery. 144K worth of blessings, ain't no Mr. Beast. Ain't no more stopping frisk, my I can cover test. Ain't no more business with your people feeling like a risk. Ain't no oppressors, then you destroy our heart with a gift. So many curses get reversed, I can give you a list. And that's my only issue. They claiming brotherhood, but this ain't really superficial. I got a problem with my brother, not gon' go and dish you. But if the beef continues, I just say love you with you, love it with the chance. Now I'm picking up the pace, pray my soul don't go astray. Yeah, how was I come in the day? Then we came on vibing decent though. In the night, yeah, he coming like a thief for sure. Man, you had plenty time, now what you weeping for? Matthew 7:23, yeah, that's gonna be the quote. Them curtains closed, then we came on vibing decent though. Yeah, we got a 1 or 2, you better teach a foe. You been warned, niggas gon' be gnashing teeth and more.